again. Well, today no sunset video because we've had drizzly, rainy weather, which I'm very glad about. It's quite cloudy right now, so instead we'll do another cooking show with me. Yesterday I made some banana bread, and today we're going to make deviled eggs. Yummy! Deviled eggs are very simple to make. They don't take very much time. You do have to go through the process of hard cooking your eggs first, obviously, and that can be tricky for multiple reasons. These are already hard cooked and peeled. It did take me some time to accomplish that, but they are ready to go. For my recipe on deviled eggs, I have a little secret ingredient combination that I use. There are so many different recipes that I've tasted from other people, and I love them all. I think deviled eggs can be delicious in many different formats and different ingredients used. A good friend of ours here in Sarasota, Estelle Holly, she makes her deviled eggs using capers. And I'm not necessarily a caper fan, but her deviled eggs with the capers are very delicious. Mine will not have capers today, but I will tell you what is in the ingredients, and I've never disclosed this to the public before. I have told my niece and nephew at Thanksgiving how to make them, so they know the secret ingredients already. So the ingredients that I have for the deviled eggs are olive oil based mayonnaise for me. I'm not telling you specific measurements because to me you have to eyeball it when you put the ingredients together based on what you want, if you want it more runny or more thick, and just to taste. One thing you have to be careful of with deviled eggs also is the taste the next day or after you refrigerate the mixture for a few hours can be different and more strong than when you're making it at the time. So certain things you have to be cautious of, the salty aspect especially. So after the mayo, I also have some yellow mustard I'll be using. Here are the secret different ingredients. Most people will choose from dill pickles or sweet pickles if they're using pickles at all. I do like pickles in deviled eggs. I use both. So I have some dill pickle relish, and I also have sweet pickle relish. I also add a very small amount of vinegar. You can use distilled white vinegar or you can use apple cider vinegar. Today I'll be using apple cider vinegar. I'm not a huge fan of vinegar personally, but I do know it's very important in certain ingredients to accent the flavor, so I do use a small amount of vinegar. Based on your taste, you can add more or less. Then I'll also use some salt and pepper. So those are the ingredients for my version of deviled eggs. So once your eggs have cooled, you will just slice them in half on a cutting board or whatever you want to use. See how nice the yolks are? There's no green ring around the yolks because I followed some of the tips online about boiling them just for a moment and then covering them and then shocking them with cold water. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then I will drop the yolk from each egg into a bowl and put the white aside. And I'll finish these up. Now it's time to smash the egg yolks. And I know there's, again, different ways you can choose to do it. You can do it by hand with a simple fork technique, or you can put it in a small food processor or chopper and do that as well. I'm just doing it by hand, so it'll probably be a little more lumpy, but it's quick and easy. I don't have to pull anything out. It's just use your fork and start smashing. So I just simply push down the yolks in the bowl, and I do this until things start to get very smooth and evenly smushed. Technical term there. so after smushing them, they look something like that. And again, your texture will look different if you're doing it by hand or with a chopper or any kind of food processor. Next, I will start to add some mayonnaise. And just by looking at the amount, I have 8 eggs that I've boiled or hard cooked. So that is the serving size that I'm using. And I'm going to start with that much mayonnaise. It looks to be about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. But again, all of that is based on your own preferences. Then I have a little bit of mustard. Then I like pickles personally in my deviled eggs, so I'll use plenty of the relish with the juice, the liquid, because that flavors it. So there's the dill, and then we have the sweet pickles. So I like the combination of the two together. Then we're going to use a little bit of the vinegar, and I have apple cider vinegar. You have to be super careful on not spilling too much into it by accident, especially if you're not a huge vinegar fan like myself. But it does need that touch of vinegar, so I will put some in it. And then I'm also going to use some salt and pepper. These wonderful salt and pepper grinder mills came from my niece and nephew, whom knew the secret ingredients before the rest of the world. So they gave me these, and they're wonderful. So I'll use a little salt. You have to be careful because the pickles are already very salty. So I just did, of course it's to taste, and a little pepper. All right. And then you just stir it together. Super simple and easy. I don't think there's anything more easy that tastes so delicious as a deviled egg. And again, you can add or, well, you can never take away, but you can always add more ingredients like the mayo. So start maybe more conservatively with the amounts, and then you can always add more if you think it needs more. And I'll still do a little bit of smushing and then whipping. Try to make them fluffy. The next very important step, and the fun step, is you must taste test it before proceeding. So you know if you need some more mayo or anything else that might meet your taste buds preference. It is challenging though, because like I said before, they will taste different on the next day or after being chilled. So you just have to do your best. Delicious. Very good. Now that I know I'm happy with the ratio of ingredients that I have, I'm going to use a simple baggie to put the mixture in, and then I'll cut a tip off the corner, and then you can use that to squirt out the mixture into the egg halves. And you can be decorative if you like, or you can be rustic or simple. You can also use a spoon. It's not going to affect the taste one bit. All right. Now I'll go ahead and place the egg whites, the hard cooked ones, on my beautiful dish, which I have. My mom gave me this a very long time ago, and I love it. It's just so pretty. It looks like a painter's palette, but it's meant specifically for the very important purpose of holding deviled eggs. There they are on my pretty dish. Now time for putting the mixture inside. To be honest with you, I'm not very good at making them clean when you use a bag like this, but it doesn't matter. They taste delicious. I have made them look cute sometimes at Easter and made little chick faces. You can top them with olives or capers, different things. Today I'm just leaving them very basic, very simple with their filling. And you can see all the little pickles inside. For those who enjoy pickles, they will like to see that. And it comes out very easy in the bag. And if you have excess, you can always use it for something else. You know, one thing I did a couple of weeks ago in the quarantine situation we were all in is I had made some deviled eggs, and it's just David and I. So we ate some and enjoyed them on the day and the day after I made them, but there were excess left. And I was going to make potato salad that day, so I didn't have to boil more eggs. I just used my leftover deviled eggs and chopped the whole thing into the potato salad. It was very good because they were already seasoned. They had pickles and flavors, and it just accentuated my potato salad that I made that day. So with my excess and cast off eggs that were harder for me to peel, I'll use those for my sample again to make sure a second time that it's just right. It's very good. All finished. Such a quick, easy, and delicious recipe. Thank you for watching.